In 2003, 15 years of brutal civil war came to an end in Liberia, when the women came together in prayer and nonviolent resistance, overcoming their religious differences to end the conflict that had shattered the nation. And now the West African country that is home to 4 million people has been threatened by the deadly Ebola virus epidemic.
I am Annie Nushann, Country Coordinator of WebNet. I work with the UN Women. I am the teacher of the Peace House of Liberia.
The Peace Hut is a traditional building that has been part of Liberian culture for many generations. The huts draw upon a generations-old means to reconcile the wounds of war and solve conflicts independently of the courts. These structures are open on all sides equally and provide a neutral meeting place where members of a community can hear and impart justice. The aim of restoring the Peace Hut tradition is to promote peace and dialogue and rebuild broken relationships, fostering national reconciliation and healing, beginning at the grassroots. The Peace Hut Alliance for Conflict Transformation, run by the skilled and passionate peace builders Harper Karmon, Wolo Bethelson, and Annie Nushann, has successfully built 3 peace huts in violence-prone regions of Liberia. And the Alliance dug a well for fresh water next to the first peace hut in Lofa County.
My name is Harper M. Karmon. I am the program manager for the Peace Hut Alliance for Conflict Transformation. We are involved in the construction and training of women under the Peace Hut in several areas in Liberia. We work with ex-combatants, we work with local leaders and some other communities. We are involved in mediation and training also in the area of mindfulness so that they can have the practice of mindfulness in their lives.
The Peace Hut Alliance is now offering unique and important programs to support the creation of peace from the ground up, to rebuild lives and enhance the participation of youth, women, and ex-combatants in reconciliation and peace building.
When the genesis of this program, you know that a lot of problems that this country faces, all right, and we, soon after our 15 good years of civil conflict, this country has been faced with a lot of problems. The problem with prostitution, the problem with rape, and the problem with gangster raising and vandalizing homes and things by ex-combating. So it's been a very, very huge, the unrest of the Ebola unrest and Ebola attacks. So it has been so huge. So I've been working with a lot of ex-combatants, involving them into that piece of mechanism. And what we're trying to do now is that to usher in the psychosocial program that will fit within the Peace Hut.
A key aspect of the Peace Hut Alliance is ongoing training in mindfulness. The Liberians have discovered that mindfulness meditation is a powerful peacemaking tool, allowing activists to connect with a source of peace within and become more effective in their work. And teaching mindfulness to the youth, women, and ex-combatants is proving crucial for their reconciliation and peace-building efforts. The Peace Hut Alliance has recently taken to the streets of Liberia to build awareness for the prevention of the Ebola virus.
And we believe strongly that this mindfulness training is the best way through which we can prevent this. We are advising our brothers and sisters wherever they are so that they can take all necessary prevention. So we know strongly that with this practice of mindfulness, we can come to the end of this situation.
Bethelson and Harper now host a weekly national radio program, Conversations Under the Peace Hut, that educates the public about Ebola prevention and invites people to stay calm and mindful in the face of this deadly disease. The Peace Hut Alliance is also providing women with valuable skills for becoming peacemakers in their communities.
We're grassroots women. A lot of the women in the Peace Hut, they are not educated. But they are really understanding the work in the Peace Hut because it's helping them. They go into their community to create awareness in the community. When there are violent issues in the community, the women go there and settle it peacefully. There are many issues against women in our country. But this time, women are brave to stand and speak on their right when there is issue against the women in the community.
And the Peace Hut Alliance is providing former combatants with the opportunity to come home and integrate back into their community with dignity, helping to transform former combatants into messengers for peace.
We have been used to perpetrate evil in this country for a very, very long time. The ex-combatant, the young soldier, the child soldier have been used to perpetrate evil, to perpetrate this violence in this country. But with the project of mindfulness, today you can see that ex-combatant around about 3 counties is now preaching peace, living a life of peace.
We also don't go to court, but we come and sit under the peace house. Peacefully, we address the issue. When we are able to solve it, we solve it, and then we ask them to forgive one another.
They were all fighters of the war, and they have some differences. But we feel that reconciliation is the way out, and we all should be a part of reconciliation. Can you please tell what transpired between you and Green during the Civil War?
Yeah, well, actually, I've been one of the most renowned general in this place. Much better on the Lofa Highway and Winston, everybody know that very well. I was a very tough general. I used to be affectionately called General Leper, Major General Leper.
Christian Wolo Bethelson spent 27 years as a combatant, first as a commander in the Liberian National Army. Then, fighting for the rebel forces, he was known as General Leopard. After the conflict was over, Bethelson discovered the practice of mindfulness meditation and began healing the wounds of his war-torn soul.
I get a terrifying news that Green came here and executed like 5% of my family member. And I was like upside down in my brain because I know that I don't know Green as a friend, to see the friend, and this guy would do this to me, So I went with that raw mind, that mentality that if I see Green anywhere, I will avenge, I will execute him, no cause. Come on me, I will execute him. So I began to go on the rampage, I began to look for Green everywhere.
Traveling to France to study with Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh, Bethelson was transformed by the practice of mindfulness. And one day he realized he must forgive the man who had killed 5 members of his own family and whom he had vowed to kill in revenge.
There's a heavy thing I've been carrying for so many years, so I'm going to forgive Green. So when I called Madame Green, I said, Madame Green, I called from France. She said, who is it? I said, this is Christian Bethelson. What? I said, yeah, this is General Leper. He said, what's the problem? I said, well, you can please talk to your husband, Green, and I'm ready to forgive him. He can come back and stay at home. I'm studying mindfulness meditation right now. I'm in a very good area that I can come so we can have some reciprocity between us. We can put the past behind and begin to work for peace, and you and I can join. We can start the reconciliation process, you and I. We can begin to build our faith on our suffering, and also transform that suffering into joy.
Harry Green had fled Liberia in fear for his life, and for years he had been living in self-imposed exile in Sierra Leone.
General Leper called, and he said that he wanted you to come back to Liberia. So I was like, well, what? Is that another strategy? Because we know, we the ex-combatant, we get all type of ways of getting even with people that we want to get even with. And he had already promised, he or man had promised and always make sure he fulfilled his promise. So I was too afraid.
Green met the invitation from Bethelson with a combination of disbelief, convinced that it could be an ambush, and relief that his long years of suffering might be over.
And this is the very first reconciliation done in this peace house. And this will not be the beginning. This will go all around. The people will watch us as a positive change. Thank you so much, brother.
Today, the example of Bethelson and Green, we want to take this around the world. I don't care what happened. There is a time to reconcile.
This is what we call the bell of mindfulness, or the friendly bell. So somebody will ring this bell. Don't say, listen, listen. This great sound bring me back to my real self. It brings peace. It brings joy, happiness, and tranquility in our heart that you and I will sit and practice. Like the song goes, you and I will sit as one. You and I will sit as one. You and I, you and I, you and I will sit as one.
This humble grassroots effort can clearly make a difference in the lives of many communities throughout Liberia, with each community providing the land, design, and labor for their own peace hut. The vision of the Peace Hut Alliance is to build a peace hut with a well in all 15 counties across Liberia. Your contributions go a long way. $8,000 builds a peace hut. $5,000 digs a village well. $3,000 sustains the programs inside the peace huts for 1 month. $200 keeps the radio program Conversations Under the Peace Hut on the air for 1 week.
You and I will sit as one.